What's up, everybody? Cliff Ravenscraft here, and in today's vlog, I'm going to be sharing with you another example of one-on-one mentoring. Now, for those of you who have not seen any of these sessions that I've shared in the past, I want to let you know that first and foremost, if you ever hire me for one-on-one mentoring, I do not take the recording of that and go and publicly paste it out to the world. In fact, what you're about ready to see is where I offered a free live webinar where I was teaching some of the principles from the Free the Dream online course. And for the folks who had signed up and registered for access to this online course, I gave them the opportunity to join me for a live webinar where I trained and taught on some of the additional principles related to the Free the Dream message, talking about all beliefs have consequences and how to achieve sustaining, life-changing, transformational success and getting different results in life, where you can actually change your behavior, not just for a short period of time while you have willpower, but how to be able to sustain for the long term, consistent behavioral change, where you can actually do the things that you've been putting off for years. So, with that being said, I was sharing this and I told folks, I said, if you sign up for this live webinar, I don't know if anybody's willing to do it, but if anybody wants to volunteer, I will take a few volunteers, maybe 1, 2, or 3 volunteers where I will personally give you free one-on-one mentoring. The only stipulation is that it's in front of this entire audience of people on the live webinar. And then of course, I went through after the process and said, hey, that was an amazing session. I hope that you got lots of value out of it. And I wanted to ask you, you were brave enough to allow me to do this in front of our live audience. Would you be okay if I were to share this in a vlog on my YouTube channel, or maybe even as audio in my podcast? And I'm excited to tell you that my friend Scott Markowitz said, Cliff, I'd be honored for you to share our mentoring session. I think it would be valuable for other people to see because I think we all struggle with kind of the same thing. So that's what you're about ready to see right now, right here in this vlog, an example of one-on-one mentoring. Stick around until the end and I will tell you how you can either potentially get free or discounted mentoring with me moving forward at the very end of this session. Hey Scott, what's up, my friend? What was your question? Remind me of your question again.
How's it going, Cliff?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Awesome.
So, yeah, the question really revolves around, you know, I've been putting in a lot of effort. I've been putting in a lot of time to advance towards my goals, but there's always, you know, people around me at work, you know, and stuff at home sometimes that introduce second guessing, you know, like because the belief system, you know, from like some of my coworkers is like, you know, really, are you going to be able to really, you know, replace your income doing this? Is that really possible? And, you know, so like it just creates this second guessing, and it creates these little speed bumps for me.
Yep. So number one, a couple of thoughts for you on the coworkers situation is stop talking to them about becoming self-employed.
Oh,
seriously.
That's simple, right?
What?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, stop talking about. I'm not saying stop talking to them. I mean, talk to them about what they talk to them about what they normally like to. I'm sure they like to talk about the weather. I'm sure they like to talk about what happened on this, you know, their favorite sports team, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. I'm sure they like to talk about, you know, just talk about what they like to talk about. But whatever you do, don't talk about your going out and building a life coach thing, because it's, quite frankly, you're not going to get the support you need and the mentality, a mindset to support your own new beliefs that you have about replacing your income. What you want to do is you want to start having more conversations and spending more time with people who believe that not only can you replace your income, but it's simple. Seriously, it's simple. I mean, I don't care where you are in whatever position that you're in. The question is, it just comes down to a dollar figure. So, Scott, I don't know if you want to share what your dollar figure is, or if you want to just give me somebody else's random dollar figure that you think they might need. But how much annual income does one need to replace a typical day job in your mind?
70,000.
70K. All right. So I am terrible at live math. Where's my phone at, Stephanie? All right. So check this out. 70K is, okay. So, by the way, you need to do life with people who think like what you're about ready to hear. So 70,000 divided by 12. All right. That is $5,833. Let's just upgrade that to 6K. All right. Now, are they making $70,000 plus they have health insurance benefits?
Yes.
All right. So hold on. Let's hold the phone there. We all know that for the entire family, it's going to be like $1,500 a month for health insurance. No way I could ever leave the day job because I can't get health insurance without it. Okay. So you got 70K. We're actually going to, so you need $6,000 or $6,000 per month to replace the 70K. All right. Plus you need $1,500 a month for health insurance. And the reason I know it's $1,500 a month, that's about what our health insurance just went up to. We're self-employed. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. It's $1,500 a month for our family health insurance. So yeah, you have to pay for it yourself. Your employer doesn't pay it. That still means you only need $7,500 per month. Let's just take it, just because you might want to put some money away for your high deductible and stuff like that. Just because I hate math, I'm just gonna would you settle for $8,000 a month to replace your day job? Let's do 8,000. That'd bring you to 96K. All right. So let's just say 8. Okay. So now you need to be doing life with people who believe this. I need $8,000 a month in my business. All right. So first and foremost, the question is who am I? What do I bring to the table? What kind of expertise, experience do I have that can add value to people's lives, that they can take what I'm going to invest in them and get a great return on investment? And the funny thing is, I always ask this question, is there anything that you can do where you could find one client who will pay you $8,000 a month? And do you know what most people say? That's impossible. And I'm so, well, then why is your employer paying you that right now?
Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Right now you have one client who is who basically is working with Scott Merkowitz Incorporated. You just happen to have a business who is you, and you have one client, and it's in your employer, and you've just told me that they're paying you $96,000 a year.
Right. Now it's a different field than, what I want to go into. So that also creates some hesitation sometimes, when I'm going through and trying to move forward.
Yep.
That always creeps into the back of my mind that, my skill set lies elsewhere. Yes, I'm getting paid, a handsome salary for a different skill set.
Right. So the question is success in first of all, there's a couple things. There's a lot of things that you do in whatever area you're in that what you've learned to succeed there can be applied in succeeding in many other areas of your life. So there's a lot of skills that you'll be able to bring over to just about any other trade or anything else that you're going to do. Now, for you want to be a life coach, but the question is what skills and abilities do you have that will add to people's lives? Like, so who could be your target customer? You have to decide, well, first of all, I need to be able to do something that's going to generate $8K a month. All right. That's the first thing I know that I have to do. I must create $8K per month. So that's finding one person to pay me $8,000 a month, two people. If I just have two clients who pay me $4,000 a month, or can I find 8 people who will pay me $1,000 a month? Or can I find 16 people who will pay me $500 a month? That's all this is. It's a math problem. Okay? Right. So the question is as a life coach, what products or services will I offer that where one client would get a great return on investment of paying $8,000 per month to me? Chances are that's going to be a struggle for you to believe is possible. Although when I assume that for some people, I'm actually shocked at the number of people that say whatever their number is, and sometimes it's way more than 8K. They say, yeah, I know, I can think of 3 people who might pay me $20K a month. And I'm like, well, there you go. Just find one of them and you've replaced your income. And so I'm always shocked when that happens, but it's kind of cool. That's why I always ask the question, whatever your monthly income is that you need to replace, can you find one person who will pay that on a recurring basis? And they said, yeah. I'm like, well, done deal. Go do that. Find 3 of them, and you'll be fine. So the thing but the question is as a life coach, even if you go down to something where all of a sudden you get clients who are paying you $500 per month, well, do you believe that you're worth $500 a month? Is there some reason why you want to go into this field, that you feel confident that this is the direction you should go? And so that's my next question for you, Scott, is life coaching. Is there a reason why you, forgetting about how you get deflated when you have conversations with people who don't believe it, but when you actually have the most confidence in your desire to pursue this, what is it that makes you think that you're worth, that you can make a living doing life coaching, and that you should?
The fact that I turned my own life around, like around 2008, I was a low point in my life. My marriage was a wreck. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown at work, and I was an absentee father. I was never really around for my kids, and so like I felt this tremendous guilt because of that. And I talk about the pleasure pain principle. I mean, like at that point, my wife was going to leave me if I didn't make corrections in my life. And so I, also speaking to one of the things you just said earlier, was I actually took the skills of being an editor, a film editor, and I figured out a way to transpose that over self-coaching, and I turned myself around by what I call editing myself. It's actually the method of coaching that I'm developing, called editing yourself. And so, just having the knowledge that there are people who need this kind of thing, and that I have a solution for them, that makes it all worthwhile for me. That's what really drives me. So I have that goal set, in the distance, and I can see that I have the tools that people can really use and leverage, especially if they're creative minded people. They can use my tools and think of those and apply them much easier than like some of the more traditional coaching methods. It just makes more sense to like a creative mind. So I know that those people really need this kind of thing sometimes, and that I have a solution for those folks. So that really is what motivates me to do it.
So let me ask you the next question then. And has anybody out there came to you and say, Scott, can you teach me this? Have you worked with people, paid or unpaid, to coach them through this process?
Yeah, people have come to me asking for help. They don't necessarily are aware of the process.
Sure. Yeah, but they've come to you and they say, Scott, I recognize that I've recognized in you that you've achieved something that I would love to learn how you did it, because I'm struggling. Can you help me? Has that happened?
Absolutely. And like the thing is, like a lot of people come to me more for like health and fitness advice.
Yep.
I don't know why that is necessarily.
It's a big need for a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess they see that, I'm fairly fit for a person my age, and also for a person of my lifestyle. I mean, like, in my industry, it's very typical for people in my job position to be very overweight. Mm-hmm. That's just very common. So I guess maybe that's like the trigger and the reason for that. But I mean, I have so much more to offer in terms of relationships and personal development. And people do come for me for that, but most of the time, they're coming to me because they have trouble with, like trying to kick a habit, or they're, with weight loss.
Okay. Have you had anybody pay you for some of your help in coaching and whatever it is?
No. And that's, it was very helpful listening to you talk to Colin today, because like there is a little bit of a hang up, because I'm so fresh in being a coach, I'm so new at it. Like I do have this apprehension to charge somebody, and I think that the fact that like I'm allowing some of these other negative thoughts to come in and start to hold me back, I think, is kind of tied together with the fact that I've had a difficult time asking for money.
Yeah. Well, there's no question about that. Scott, you came to Free the Dream, so you have access to the Free the Dream message, right?
Correct. Yes.
Have you gone through the 38 questions on that are in the session called Knowledge is Not Power? And,
Yep.
Have you walked through on getting leverage for charging people for your coaching? Have you done that one?
I have, yeah. And so, I keep coming back to that because it is such a powerful thing to know that, the skills that I have and the knowledge that I have is something that is going to help somebody.
Yep. So, but you specifically asked charge. So, have you done it where it's literally charging people money for my coaching, and that's the actual goal. That's the behavior that you're filling out that session for. Have you done that one?
I have not, and part of the problem, Cliff, is that I want to set up like a professional website and get that stuff done.
Don't need that.
Right.
You don't need a professional website. That's step 8 in the process. So here's what I want to tell you. What you need to do is you need to go back to the Knowledge is Not Power session, and I'm going to pull it up here. So let's see here. What does life at an extraordinary life look for you at the next level? What is your dream? So the answer for number 1 that you want to write in here, I want to charge, and then put whatever rate you want. I want to charge whatever money. Is it for a 3-month coaching program? But you need to actually come up with something where the goal, the dream is, I want to charge people this amount of money for this type of coaching, this package, blah, blah, blah. And it's specifically, the dream is charging people money for my coaching. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Then, question number 2, to achieve your dream, name one behavior that you need to stop doing, that you need to stop doing. So we'll just take this for just a moment. So you have a dream of charging people money for your coaching, right?
Yes.
What's one thing you need to stop doing to achieve this dream?
I need to stop doubting myself. I need to stop creating excuses, from like a platform standpoint, that I need a website, that I need marketing material.
Yep. What about stop offering your coaching for free?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just like, listen, I want to get to the place where I'm charging people for what I'm doing. So for a while, I would say stop giving it away for free. The thing is there are many people who would probably pay for your coaching, but when you offer to give it for free because you have no confidence in actually charging for it, they'll take it for free. The thing is we'll get to some other things, the problems with that. So in the past, what has prevented you from taking the action above? We've already covered that. What is the source of those beliefs? You need to go through and actually restructure your belief system about charging people money. And again, I know you said you've gone through this, but not specifically about charging people money.
Right.
All right. People paying you money for your coaching. You need to get very specific and go through those. But there is let's see here. What question did I? The leverage. I want to get to the leverage. So I'll tell you what is it about? How can you assign unbearable, massive amount of immediate pain to the idea of not charging somebody for your coaching? So all of a sudden it's like, what pain, like if all of a sudden you're tempted to say, okay, let me just offer to coach you for free. We'll get on the phone once a week, every other week for the next couple months. I'll just do it for free for you. What pain can you associate to the idea of even thinking about offering that?
Is it okay to assign, like the disapproval of my wife?
Is that painful to you?
That's probably the most painful thing that I could think of.
Then you need to write that down as number 1, my friend.
Okay. All right.
The disapproval of your wife for you giving away your time for free. Dude, I'm going to pour on some pain. You ready for this one? Now that see, dude, you just gave me leverage. I want you to know this. Every time you sit down to coach someone for free without charging them money outside of your day job, what you're doing is a hobby. It is a hobby. And this hobby is costing you your time. And every hour that you spend with somebody who's not paying you money for this hobby that makes you feel all good about yourself, basically what you're doing is saying those people are way more important than spending that time in quality relationship with your wife.
Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good way to reframe that.
Now, let me just say this. I'm not saying that you can't ever offer your services, your coaching, and your help and advice to people for free. That's not what I'm saying here. But wait until you've got so many clients that are paying you that all of a sudden now your wife is like, wow, she's encouraging you. Oh my God, you made $300 this month from helping that person. And all you had to do was talk to them for 1 hour twice this month, and they paid you $300. And you had how many people who did that? And all of a sudden she's getting excited. And you're actually taking the money that people have paid you to go out on special dates that you couldn't quite afford before. You know, hey, just want you to know, this date night that you and I are having, baby, sponsored to you by my coaching clients.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
See that now all of a sudden, now what did I just do? I started associating immediate pleasure to those, and so the opposite of the number one pain is the displeasure of your wife to the pleasure of your wife, who's now benefiting from the fact that people are paying you.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like, okay, I totally understand why you need to go away for the next hour and do that coaching call, and instead of helping me out around the house right now. And I completely endorse it because I know that you and I are going to be able to go out on that next big date that we've talked about. You know, it's like, just imagine having a couple coaching clients. And what you want to do is you want to start picturing like, man, if I was able to achieve this many coaching clients paying this amount of money on a monthly basis for 3 months, then all of a sudden I would be able to do a special trip for me and my wife. And I, like, maybe that special trip is a place she's always wanted to go. And I don't know what your wife loves to do, but let's just say she's always dreamed of an awesome trip to New York City, show on Broadway, special dinner out on the town, and maybe a shopping where she could go buy a purse at one of those fancy places. And it's going to cost, a couple $1,000s. Let's just say it's going to be $5,000 for that trip. But man, that all of a sudden it's like, man, but if I could actually generate that, I mean, I have the day job. I'm not looking to leave the day job right away. I'm just trying to validate this business, man. And by validating this business, I'm going to generate this amount of income. And if I could get this many clients at this much amount, after 3 months, I'd have enough money saved up to say, hey, honey, we're going to New York City next weekend. Or you.
Oh yeah, that would pay big dividends. Yeah,
exactly. And so it goes back to your original question. How do I get my spouse on board? You start showing her the fruits.
Right.
The fruits. All right. And yeah, you it's like, listen, this is possible. It's happening. And stop giving away stop doing it for free. You don't have to. You just start building relationships and saying, listen, this is a package that I have. Here's what it costs, and this is how I can help you. And go out and build relationships with people one person at a time. Doesn't take a big sales page. Matter of fact, you don't even need a website. You just email people once you get to know them, or send them Facebook Messenger messages. Just like say.
Yeah, okay.
There's lots of ways that people and how people can pay you. There's tons of different ways that you don't need a website for people to be able to pay you. Stripe.com is free, by the way. So,
yeah, I've got a Stripe account. I already have that.
Yeah. So anytime somebody says, I'm ready to hire you, you can go in and create a subscription monthly, $500 a month, $300 a month, whatever it is monthly that they're going to pay you, and go and set it up and send them the invoice. They'll pay you instantly and schedule the call. None of that needs a website.
Wow, brilliant.
So
That's awesome.
So the thing is, though, is so your wife's disapproval of you giving away your time for free and not charging and not being able to land those clients, that's one thing. What other kind of pain can you associate to not getting paid for your coaching program?
Well, I mean, it's a painful thought to think that there's folks that are in a similar situation to what I was in 2008, and they're not getting the help that they need.
Yep.
You know, that bothers me. Just knowing, you know, and part of that's an awareness problem. I mean, like there's, but that's, you know, like a bigger issue that I can really tackle on my own. Is, you know, like our society doesn't put a lot of value in mental health and coaching.
I want to tell you right now, what you just stated is yet, I don't know if you're aware of this, because we talk about in session 1 of Free the Dream, becoming aware of limiting beliefs. And I don't know if you're aware of that, but you just expressed another limiting belief. Did you hear it?
That people are not aware?
Our society does not value and appreciate the need for mental health.
You're right. I just said that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that that's true?
I don't believe that that's completely true. No, I don't.
So
I know for a fact that's not really true.
Tell me why you know for a fact it's not true.
Well, because I've paid for therapy.
You have?
I've paid for coaching.
Yep. Where else have you just heard people in public talking about mental health stuff? Give me some examples.
I've heard like a couple of TED Talks where people talk about mental health.
How popular are those TED Talks?
They're extremely popular. They have millions of views on YouTube. Yep. So I know for a fact that there are plenty of people that would be eager to work with me.
What happened after Robin Williams committed suicide? Did mental health come into the public consciousness at all?
Oh, of course, yeah. So you're right.
Okay.
And
what about this Anthony Bourdain guy? And yeah, and what about the girl who had the very successful fashion brand?
The designer, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're telling me that you believe that people out there aren't talking about the value and the need for mental health? No, it's everywhere. It's on everyone's mind. And the reality is people are finally being awoken to the idea that, wait, you mean I'm not the only one who's dealing with this? And people are like, and now today, the stigma of experiencing depression and mental health needs, the stigma has never been as low as it is now. And not only seeking help, but talking publicly about how you're getting help and how that helps other people.
Right.
That's never been as praised as much as it is now.
Oh, that's so true. No, you're totally right. Podcasts. Yeah. I mean, NPR, Netflix. You're right. That topic is actually a super hot topic.
There have never been more people who are as receptive to seeking mental health help and coaching as there is today. In all experience of all history, today people are more receptive and more open to it now than ever before. That's a lot different than the belief that you just stated a few minutes ago.
It's polar opposite. You're right. And what you just said is completely true.
I know it is.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. So,
and I knew that you knew it to be true as well, but you were so conditioned.
Yeah.
You had that thought that our society and our culture does not appreciate the need for mental health issues, and there's such a stigma. And the reality is that used to be true. 15 years ago, and even in further, it's like anybody who had any kind of depression issues or something, it's like you put them in the psych ward, and it was so taboo. All of this stuff. When you and I grew up, when we were kids, dude, you don't talk about that stuff. And so what happened is you had repeated in your own mind about what the stigma is about mental health and people who might want to seek health, and how our society and culture feels about that. That's been repeated in your mind so many times. It's been so conditioned that you've been completely unaware of what's happened and what's shifted over the last 5 years, 5 to 10 years in this area. And now it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about how it's like Casey Neistat just called. Do you know who Casey Neistat is?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, the single most popular vlogger on YouTube launched a podcast called Couples Therapy, where he and his wife every week talk about their therapy sessions, their mental health therapy sessions.
I was not aware of that. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Go look it up. It's called Couples Therapy in your favorite podcast directory.
Okay.
So you can see, Scott, your beliefs about those things will determine your actions of, people probably don't want to talk to me about their mental, there are people out there dying. It maybe not like on the verge of suicide, but there are people who are they're dying inside.
Yeah.
And those people need to hear from you. And you know what? Those people would be willing to pay to seek advice. And the other thing is when people pay for something, the more somebody is invested financially, the more they're going to work to get a return on it. There are so many reasons why you should actually be out there successfully charging money for what you're going to do. And you have to do it, because if you don't start charging people money, you're just going to prove all those employees, those coworkers, right, that it's just not possible. Are you going to let them win?
No, Cliff, they are not going to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you gonna disappoint your wife any further by sitting there having this dream?
I can't do that anymore.
No.
Right.
So go and get yourself a paid coaching client and take all of the money from that client and freaking take her out for a date and say, tonight's date, everything paid for by a one-on-one coaching client.
Yeah, that's I think fantastic advice. That's really that's gonna help, build momentum.
So here's the thing. It's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Do the 38 questions on charging people money. And at the end of the 38 questions, it says, what can I do? What actions can I take within the next 12 hours, 24 hours? Here's what I want. I want to hear from you. It's December 22nd. By the end of January, I would love to get an email from you for every time somebody has just paid you for coaching. I don't care if it's 1 hour for 1 3-month package. It doesn't matter to me. Anytime somebody has emailed you, and I would love to have a minimum of one email saying, Cliff, so-and-so just paid me this amount for this coaching, and I did this with the money. I want one of those emails by the end of January.
Okay.
Can you do that?
I will do it.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen if you don't do it?
Well, you just added another layer of peril to it, because I respect you tremendously, so I'm gonna lose a little bit of status with you, which that's not really an option for me. And even worse is my wife is going to lose a little bit of respect for me as well, because she knows that I've been working at this so hard.
Well, go and make it happen. One person by the end of January who has paid you for a minimum of 1 hour of coaching for you. Go do the work, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cliff.
My pleasure, Scott. Awesome. Thank you so much. I am so excited. Like, you've taken some massive action. Go work on that belief system. I'm glad we just made you aware of another limiting belief and completely replaced it with an empowering one.
Yes.
It's going to help you. Keep doing the work, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll be doing some more coaching calls and mentoring calls like this in the future. Well, there you go, my friends. That was my one-on-one mentoring session with Scott, and just like I told you at the open, if you stuck around here to the end, I would tell you how, number one, you have the potential of getting some free mentoring from me. First and foremost, everything that I'm doing around this kind of mentoring is teaching people about the Free the Dream message, about how to get completely radical different results in your life by changing changing your belief system. You see, I am a firm believer that all beliefs have consequences, and that in fact, all of our behavior, almost all human behavior is belief driven. And so if you want to be able to change the actions that you're taking in life that are going to get you different results, you have to first uncover the limiting beliefs that are keeping you from taking the actions that you need to take or that you want to take, that you know you should be taking, right? And also, you not only need to understand the beliefs that are driving your behavior, but you also have to have enough leverage for you to go against some of the resistance, if you will, to change. And so that's what I helped Scott with just a little bit. You can tell that was only 32 minutes of an actual one-on-one session with him. And so just imagine what would happen if I had an opportunity to spend an entire hour with you. So real quickly here, I want to tell you how you could potentially get free one-on-one mentoring from me. That would be to go ahead, head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free session. mindsetanswerman.com/free session. That's going to take you where you can go and sign up for free access to the opening session to the Free the Dream online course, a 1-hour session that will teach you about what a belief is, how you developed the beliefs that you have, how to become aware of the beliefs that you don't currently know that you have, and also once you become aware of limiting beliefs that are keeping you from getting the results you want out of life, you will learn how to eradicate, to eliminate, to completely obliterate the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from living the life you desire. That is all for free, a 1-hour session over at mindsetanswerman.com/free session. Sign up for that and you'll be on the mailing list for people to be notified when I do more of these webinars like I did for Scott and some other individuals in some of these live sessions that I'm sharing here in my vlog. So I offer that only to the people who are registered for that open, Free the Dream, online, free opening keynote address. Easy for me to say. And of course, it's also open to the ones who have purchased the full Free the Dream online course or those who have attended the Free the Dream live conference. Anyway, just head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free session. Doesn't cost you anything at all, and it could just change your life here in 2019 and beyond. The other thing I want to let you know is that if you're watching these vlogs as they come out, this is a limited time offer. I'm offering a very special reduced mentoring rate. I have a personal goal, and my personal goal is to help 30 people within 30 days from December 27th, 2018 through January 26th, 2019. I want to help 30 people within 30 days have this kind of a breakthrough. And so normally my mentoring rate is $3,500 for 3 1-hour sessions within a 90-day window. Now, what I can tell you is that I've had a lot of people who have hired me for my $3,500 package. I have a 100% satisfaction rating, and not only that, but 100%, every single person who has hired me for 3 sessions for $3,500 has told me that they got more than $3,500 worth of value out of the conversation from the very first session alone. So what I'm doing is here in the first month of January 2019, I get used to saying 19 now, I'm offering you the opportunity to connect with me via a one-on-one 1-hour mentoring session for only $500. You don't have to sign up for multiple sessions, and quite frankly, we don't need it. I can help you get through and break through on some of your biggest challenges, some of your biggest hangups, whatever it is, what area of life, what goal you want to achieve in 2019, what mindset you need to break through or break free from. Whatever obstacle that you seem to face, the things that you believe are holding you back from living the life of your desires. Is it losing weight? Is it maybe getting a little bit more fulfillment out of your day job that you don't look to leave? Is it something in your online business you want to actually raise your prices or charge what you're worth or create some new products and services that allow you to be more profitable in your business with less time, but you struggle to think, how is that possible? I can help you in a number of areas. Maybe it's your relationship with your spouse or with your children. Whatever the case is, whatever your biggest obstacle is, whatever your biggest stress in life is, whatever you most want to change moving forward in your life in 2019 and beyond, not just change that you're going to experience for a couple weeks and get all motivated and excited and your willpower is going to carry it and you go back to the old way. No, we want to talk about change that you want to make where once you make that change, you'll never go back. You'll have so much leverage that you'll never even consider going back. So if you're interested, you can get a one-on-one, 1-hour mentoring session with me that's only available for $500 until January 26th, 2019. So head over to mindsetanswerman.com/mentor if you are interested. So again, if you want free access to the opening keynote address of the Free the Dream online course and to be put on the mailing list for the potential of volunteering for one of these free mentoring sessions, head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free session. If you want to go ahead and hire me right now for a private, not to be shared publicly, one-on-one mentoring session with me for only $500 to help you break through to new levels of success in 2019 and beyond, that's over at mindsetanswerman.com/mentor. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Until next time, I encourage you to take everything you do to the next level.